All right, what is going on, Lake Pro Tackle fam? Welcome back to the channel. We're going to be talking all about rigs, or at least an updated video of how I like to rig this guy right here. This is the Shane's Baits Mini Blades of Glory. By far, one of the easiest rigs to fish. You don't need any special equipment. You don't need anything heavy duty. This is a do-it-all, easy to fish Alabama rig. And we're gonna break it down for you. I've done so many different videos on this channel breaking it down. I mean, I've probably done 7 or 8 videos just talking about the Mini Blades of Glory. We're gonna dive into an updated video. What gear am I throwing it on? What have I changed about it from some of my past videos? We've got rods and reels to go over as well, so stay tuned. Make sure to check out our spooky savings for the Halloween week and weekend, and we got gift cards going to y'all for placing orders at each different tier, so make sure to check all that out. Of course, follow the social media, Instagram and Facebook, for constant updates of when stuff goes on sale into the system, drops and stuff like that. So guys, let us start talking about the Shane's Baits Mini Blades of Glory. Now, one of the biggest issues that almost everyone has with the Alabama rig is it's big, it's bulky, it snags everything, you lose them. Let me tell you, one of the best things about the Shane's Baits Mini Blades of Glory is the way it's designed. Now, first of all, this is not a big rig, and the way we're rigging it, you don't need any special equipment to throw it, you don't need any special line. This guy right here utilizes 4 arms and a central arm, just like any good Alabama rig. The main difference being this guy right here does not have the arms molded into the head. This whole system actually comes apart, and you can replace the arms if they ever break. Now, this one as well here, it's a smaller profile, 4 blades, 5 arms. And let me tell you, even though it's a small profile umbrella rig, Alabama rig, whatever you want to call it, it is extremely durable just because it is not actually molded in. It allows for a little extra movement, and these are all handmade here in the United States, which I think is very, very important. One of the cool perks about it. And these are also by far one of our most affordable Alabama rigs that we have here in the shop. I absolutely love them. I caught my PB on this guy right here, setting it up just like we're doing here. So we're gonna talk about some of the terminals. So in my latter videos throughout the years, I have absolutely preached about this guy here. This is, and it's still one of my favorite hooks for a small finesse, like Alabama rig, or just kind of jig head minnow jig head. This is the Picasso Lure Smart Mouth jig head. This one right here specifically is in the 2/0 size and a 1/16. And in a lot of my previous videos, I have used 3 1/16 ounce heads. Same exact thing here, but the main difference is I have been working with BKK on developing a special hook. This guy right here, check it out. This one isn't even released yet. This has a very tight O'Shaughnessy bend here that keeps those fish pinned, and has a little tiny ball head. Now, I've done so much testing, from fish heads to ball heads to all the other crazy looking heads out there on the market. Honestly, if I'm throwing an Alabama rig or something that has a lot of blades, a lot of flash, a lot of other baits, I find it doesn't matter that much if it's a ball head or a fish head. The main thing that I wanted was an ultra strong, durable hook. These hooks here are, I'm gonna say, almost not quite like twice as durable or twice as strong as the Gamakatsu ones in the Smart Mouth Picasso heads, but this thing is stout. I mean, I'm talking, you can still pop them, you know, with a good amount of force, and this hook's not bending out. And I, again, love that exaggerated bend in this hook here. It really locks them in and does not let them go. It almost double penetrates. When you do set that hook into them, it rotates that hook point back down into the fish's mouth, which staples them on there. I am using for this rig 3 jig heads, 3 1/16 ounce jig heads right here. I wore a green shirt, so it's kind of hard to see with the baits on there, but 3 1/16 ounce jig heads, and that really allows me to throw this on conventional gear. And we're going to talk about some of my rod recommendations, but let us start with the base that I have absolutely fallen in love with, something that I didn't know I really needed in my life. These guys right here are the Blip Minnows from NetBait and Bait Fuel. These use the Hex Tech technology. They're ultra light. They don't use a ton of plastic, which is great. They're still pretty durable, and they do have a decent amount of salt content in them. Now, these guys specifically have a very, very thin tail, so you can work this rig extremely, extremely slow with these lighter weights. Again, 3/16 ounce weights, 3/16 of added weight to the rig. This thing weighs no more than half an ounce, like a half-ounce jig. That is literally the maximum it weighs at this range here. Now, you can always increase the weight of the middle one without increasing the weights of the under ones, or you can, again, just add all 5 if you really want to. It starts getting up there in weight once you add the extra hook, the extra weight, and the extra baits. But this guy right here, ultra light, easy to throw, and we'll talk about some of the reels that I like. Now, one of my favorite all-time reels has been the Corrado 150, starting out with the original one that is, I think, probably 5 or 6 years old now. I think we have a couple of them still on sale on the website. You can go take advantage of that and still take advantage of spooky savings. This guy right here is the brand new one. This one utilizes the brand new MGL spool, allowing you to cast ultralight lures like 1/8 ounce or even 1/4 ounce with ease. I'm talking into the wind even, superb casting on those light lures. And you, again, don't need super heavy line for this. I'm talking anywhere from 12 to even like 18-pound line, which is really pushing it. My comfortable range is 14 to 16, depending on exactly what I'm fishing around. If it's heavier cover, 16's not bad, 18 even, not terrible. But 150 size reel is all you really need. The MGL M from Shimano is absolutely incredible for that. It has just enough line capacity if you do want to use like 18-pound line, and I do prefer straight fluorocarbon. The Defiant fluorocarbon has been exceptional. I've used the 16 and I believe it's like the 18 too, something like that. Those have been incredible, incredible lines, even in very rocky and very abrasive areas like fishing around docks and stuff like that. Checking out another reel here. This is one of our favorite reels that came out, I believe it was 2 years ago. This is the Lew's Custom Pro Generation 3. This guy right here utilizes the ITB braking system, which we absolutely love. We've done so many tests in the pond here. This also has the speed knot, so you don't even have to tie a knot onto your spool. This one right here is 100 size. Absolutely killer for almost every single moving bait, and anytime you face the wind, throwing into it, across it, this does a great job of braking and really eliminating backlashes. I really love to throw a little bit lighter line for cranking especially, as well as lighter line for the Alabama rig, chatterbaits, anything like that. A great do-it-all reel, just like this Corrado 150. From the Daiwa side, there are so many great Daiwas out there on the market. This one right here is by far one of my favorites. The almost basically lowest profile in terms of height. This one right here is the Steez A2. Extremely, extremely durable. This one here uses an aluminum frame. Everything is extremely, extremely solid, from the handle to the knobs to the whole body. Casting system in it is extremely, extremely good as well. It's mag sealed. This is one of the all-time favorites for me in terms of casting reels. And it is going to be hard to beat this, but I am excited to see when Daiwa comes out with the Steez A3. But this Steez A2, the braking system, it has a clicking drag. Everything is ultra, ultra refined. I highly encourage 14 to 16-pound line on this. This is a great do-it-all reel as well. Again, on that heavier duty side, does not reach super deep into some of the lighter stuff, but this guy right here is an absolute workhorse if you want something that will last you a very, very long time. This A2 here, absolutely incredible for throwing this guy right here, the umbrella rig. Let's talk about the rod setup. Like I said, you don't need any specific rod, you don't need any specific reel, but these are my recommendations. And all of these rods, the 3 rods that I have here, 3 different price points, are going to be very, very similar. So I like a little bit shorter rod, but I also like a little bit of a rod, a little bit longer rod, depending on where I'm fishing. If I've got a wide expanse, I might go a little longer. If I've got really short target casts, like if I'm flipping docks, I might go down to like a 6'10" even. But for these rod recommendations here, these are all within that 7.1 to 7.2 category. This one here starting off is one of our absolute favorite budget rods from Halo. This is the KS2 Elite. This comes in at $169, so sub 200. You are getting an incredible rod, 7'2", medium heavy. But what's very important is in the last 3 eyelets here, you still have a good amount of bend to allow you, again, these are ultra strong hooks. My new BKK hooks, which I have no release date yet, as well as the SmartMouth Plus. These are pretty light hooks that are still decently strong, so you want a rod that can absorb a lot of the force that you can put on these fish, and especially since they have a big profile lure, not just in overall weight, there's a lot of moving parts to this. Having a rod that has a lot of that extra bend and absorbs some of those head shakes and runs, that is very, very important. So this KS2 Elite, very soft tip section, leading into a good moderate medium heavy backbone. This one here has cork on it and an amazing 5-year warranty from Halo Rods. One of my absolute all-time favorites that I actually discovered 2 years ago at ICAST, and I'm very excited that we have those in stock right now. Another 7'2" rod here. This is actually the medium version X Pride, so this is the Shimano X Pride B, 7'2" medium. Now the key to this rod is it uses Spiral X, which makes this rod extremely snappy in a way. So comparing this one to the KS2, it is a very similar tip section where it's nice and soft, can absorb some of those, where the fish sucks the bait in, it can absorb some of that and allow that fish to really get that bait. And what's absolutely incredible is it strengthens up a lot in the back section, which is what I'm really, really looking for. And this rod right here, let me tell you, you can absolutely launch this Alabama rig easily over 100, 150 feet, close to that depending on what reel you have. Now this one does use cork. It uses the monocoque grip in the back, which is hollow, ultra sensitive, CI4 plus reel seat, and absolutely incredible just eyelets and wrapping, and everything about this rod is what I absolutely love about the Shimano rods. Again, you can also get the same rod model in the Adrena. Absolutely incredible. But when it comes to price point wise, definitely love the X Prides a little more. Now, at the highest end, this is a Megabass P5 Destroyer. This one here is the Dark Sleeper, just like the last 2 rods we talked about. Nice soft front section and a good solid backbone in the back there. This Dark Sleeper rod is going to be a 7'1", and I don't really have to say too much about it. The Dark Sleeper is just one of the best rods in the P5 lineup. Extremely light, extremely sensitive, and is incredible for almost every single technique, especially bottom contact and single hook baits. Now, when it comes to the overall setup that I like, again, having a 7'2" allows you to get best of both worlds. You get to make a long cast, and you can still make pretty precise flips and little roll casts. When it comes to the reels and the line size, 14, 16-pound fluorocarbon is going to be my go-to. And when it comes to drag, which is a big question I get all the time, is where do I set my drag? Guys, realistically, I lock my drag down every single time. If that fish is running at me or it's running away from me, I like to have that drag tight, because if it's running away from me, which usually doesn't happen much because they're chasing the bait towards me, but sometimes I've noticed where they go get that bait, they stop, and they try to turn initially, I would rather trust these hooks that I'm using, the SmartMouth Plus, or the SmartMouth, as well as these BKK hooks, because they are ultra strong. I'm trusting in the rod tip to allow me to really absorb a lot of that and still get good hook penetration into these fish, because that's what I care about the most. I want to make sure that hook point goes through their mouth to make sure they are staying on. Another really neat feature about this guy right here is, again, I have 3 baits on there right now, 3 1/16 ounce jig heads, one of the things that I do that a lot of people kind of look at me and they're like, why the hell do you do that? Well, honestly, the top hooks or the top baits don't matter that much. I can sit here and say buy the centering pins or buy the hitchhikers, but this is exactly what I do, guys, right here. I take the snap, I open it up, I take the bait, and I literally just stick it straight through the nose of the bait without any hooking, no extra material. I mean, this is literally what I do on my rigs day in and day out. It is, let me tell you, ultra lazy, but extremely effective. So I'm not wasting time putting screw locks in. I'm not just sitting there trying to twist them on. But that is the rig that I like to use. Again, ultra light. You don't need a very heavy rod. I have thrown this on my jerkbait rod, a 610 medium heavy. I have thrown this on spinning rods. I have thrown this on literally just about everything you can think of. I've thrown it on an old Bantam mag cast from like the 1980s. Totally fine, guys. It is one of the easiest ways to fish an Alabama rig. And as we move into the fall and we move into the winter time, this will be a just total confidence bait. There's going to be at least 3 of them on my deck, not just the mini blades, but the Dominator, the Money Ball, maybe a naked one with no blades. This is going to be the year to throw an Alabama rig. It's going to get cold for most of the U.S. if you're up in the upper portion, not looking into like the Arizona, New Mexico. Those are still going to stay warm-ish, but it is going to be a brutally cold winter, and these fish gotta eat. So definitely try it out. Even if you're pond fishing or you're fishing like shallower style water, definitely give it a try. One of my all-time favorites. Try out different jig heads, try out different baits. Again, the Blip Minnow from NetBait, one of my absolute favorites. So check it out. This is just an update video for y'all, and I hope you enjoyed it. Leave a like if you did. Again, spooky savings over here. Check it out for this week here at Lake Pro Tackle. So guys, again, leave a like, subscribe to the channel if you're new, and we'll see you in the next video. See you guys.